All right, let's talk about it. Interim UFC middleweight championship. I'm not going to pull up the highlights here because I don't want UFC to demonetize our video. We got to pay the bills at Fightful, but they are up at FightfulMMA.com. Check them out. Leave a thumbs up if you're watching the little clip we put up. They're there. Link is in the description below. Israel Adesanya defeats Kelvin Gastelum in an all-freaking timer. There's a giant size advantage for Adesanya. It's monstrous. So when I see this, I'm thinking Gastelum really missed out on his opportunity in facing a smaller middleweight in Whitaker. And I think that Whitaker is going to run into some trouble with Adesanya as well. Gastelum shuts me up, though, by getting inside and cracking Adesanya, scooting him on his ass. Round 2 told a different story. Gastelum remained aggressive. Adesanya slipped really well, but dropped Gastelum with a great punch. The body kick to the punch counter was really there for Adesanya. Israel cracked Gastelum with a huge spinning back elbow. Round 4 was back and forth. Both men landed well, but Gastelum rocked him with a head kick. Gastelum tried to take Israel down, ate a head kick of his own. And then it's all down to the 5th round. I really thought that this is what it all came down to for Israel Adesanya. And as it turned out, it did. This is going to be a 48-47 maybe fight. Yeah, 48-47. It came down to the 5th round. And in the 5th round, Israel Adesanya pulled away, man. Israel Adesanya finished with a 10-8 round. That was fantastic. That was unbelievable. Adesanya grabbed a guillotine, got taken down, but almost locked on a triangle and ended up sweeping Gastelum. As a result, the next several minutes are Adesanya beating the brakes off of Kelvin Gastelum. This finishes with a 10-8 round for Adesanya. Amazing. Kelvin Gastelum gained a giant measure. Like I respect that guy so much now. I looked at him and I was like, all right, he beat Jacare via split decision. Fight of the night, great fight. Beat Bisping, performance of the night, awesome. But he hadn't fought in 11 months. I was like, what's he going to bring? He brought it. And before that, he had lost to Weidman. Weidman never gets in the cage anymore, so I don't know how the hell to feel about him, or at least doesn't very often. I could see them possibly running back Weidman and Gastelum in the future. One of those guys got to win. But Gastelum, I respect that guy an awful lot. Israel Adesanya, guys, 13 months ago, or not 13 months ago, 14 months ago was debuting in the UFC. 14 months ago was debuting in the UFC. What are we looking at? Performance of the night, finish over Rob Wilkinson. We're looking at a fight against Marvin Vettori that a lot of people were like, oh no, maybe the hype isn't all it was cracked up to be. Wrong. Brad Tavares, performance of the night. Derek Brunson, finished him, performance of the night. Anderson Silva, fight of the night. Kelvin Gastelum, title win. Israel Adesanya moves to 17-0. Now, he's got a lot more miles on him than a lot of people do, but I think he matches up very well with Whitaker. Whitaker has some good wrestling. And if any of you are longtime viewers of the Fightful MMA podcast, you know that I was singing the praises of Robert Whitaker very early on. I thought that him not cutting weight was going to lead to a great measure of success. I even, when I worked at another website, I spoke about how I thought that he was going to be something special. And even by the time that we launched Fightful, my God, he was 4-0. And I remember the Brunson fight, I was like, this is a future champion. He can do it. I think he's met his match in Israel Adesanya. Assuming that Whitaker tries to wrestle Adesanya, because the thing is, Whitaker typically holds his hand, his lead hand really low to stop under, or to get underhooks in. I wonder how he's going to fight against a guy that isn't a grapple first guy. I mean, he's fought Yoel Romero, Jacare Souza, so some real good grapplers. He ain't got to worry about that with Israel Adesanya. He's looking at a guy who's going to really try to pepper him from the outside. I think that size advantage is really going to play into Adesanya's favor, but we'll see if Whitaker can get in the cage. Something people forget, Whitaker's younger than Adesanya. Whitaker is actually like a year and a half younger. Adesanya put on a great performance. He looks natural with that belt. He is a star. A star. You got to get this fight going. And it's got to be in Australia. It's got to be there. Man, this is a great one.